if you didn't know, I am a part of Gen Z. And before I get into like the main, meat and potatoes of the video, I'm going to tell you my, toxic relationship with money. So, you know, uh, I lived in a predominantly single parent household. My mom was the main breadwinner. And I remember as a kid, I have like this very specific memory. We were getting groceries, and my mom had to overdraft her debit card just so we can eat. And that was a common scenario. My dad, he worked, but it was just like he worked at the grocery store. But my mom was usually the main breadwinner. And when I moved to California, my dad was not, and he did not live with us, and my mom was the only breadwinner. And we that and when she moved to California, she was able to get a better job, and we were able to, afford like we're able to afford nicer things. We moved back to Texas, and still have the trauma of seeing my mom at the register having to overdraft her debit card just so she can afford groceries. And now that we're in a position to afford groceries on a somewhat regular basis, I still feel a little scared spending money. I'm always cautious. I'm too scared to ask for clothes or shoes because I still carry these habits with me of, you know, being, poor to an extent. But I would say my case is not very, I would say it's somewhat relatable, but not the poor part, not being cautious of spending money. Maybe it is. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about Gen Z's toxic relationship with money. You see, Gen Z's, they had to deal with the effects of the 2008 housing crisis, leading to people not buying many houses and living in rental properties, which leads to an unstable relationship with money. You having to rely on somebody else for a place to live to an extent, not having as like this is my home and we can have this for like the rest for generations to come. It's like we live in this place, and if we don't want to like the lease, if it doesn't work out or so, what yada yada yada. I never rented a property before. I'm 15. I don't know, but this leads to an unstable relationship with money and safety, and also with the single parent household. This is a very big effect. People, your father, it gets incarcerated, killed. At least, my people, you know, there's a lot of single parent households, which also leads to another unstable relationship with money. And when something is unstable, it is toxic to an extent. I like to use that word to an extent, but with all these unstable relationships with money, these build bad habits. You see, once we move on to the real world, once we get a job, these bad habits of going to the mall and having to go get Fila's instead of Jordans. Now you desire the stuff you can't have now. Instead of saving that money that you got from your first job, you spend it on some Jordans. You spend it on now you want to get that Hellcat. Now you want to modify your car to impress who? People besides yourself. You might not even be truly happy with these purchases. You might subconsciously think, well, I don't really need to spend this money. But they brainwashed you to believe that you need to wear these Jordans to feel accepted. Now, if I'm being honest with you, Jordans look nice. I like how Jordans look. Jordans are nice shoes. And some of them, I want to get the white cements, Jordan 4s. Those are nice. And they're like 500. And would I pay that in the future? Probably. I'm definitely going to get those in the future. Like, I don't, that's, and, but should I? Probably not, but they some nice shoes. Anyways, with obviously, is this a bad? Is this yeah? I'm telling you the truth. I want to buy some Jordans. I like Jordans, but I mostly wear New Balances because I just like how they look and they're comfortable. I'm getting off track here, but with all these bad habits, you have less financial literacy because the people that you're surrounded by were not financially literate. And with this lack of financial literacy, the economy goes, no bueno. And if we don't have a good economy, people start losing jobs. I don't really know. I don't know economics, but a bad economy is not good. That's all I know. And people, instead of they find illegal ways to make money. They start selling drugs. They start scamming. They start illegal other stuff. I don't know, but they end up going to jail, which leads to more single parent households. Usually the father's side. Sometimes the mom might be crazy drug dealers, some Pablo Escobar type stuff, but mostly it's the mom making the bread in this case, in my case, and many other cases. And, I would say men have, to an extent, more opportunities to make money because, I don't know, but I'm not saying the wage gap I don't think that's real. But I feel like men are able to get higher paying jobs because they work harder. And women, this is not what the video is going to be about. So the video is not about the gender women page gap. But I'm getting off track here. All these bad habits combined, they lead to a lot of bad stuff. But what's the hope? The hope is we get more financially literate. Instead of buying those Jordans, you can learn a skill set, preferably a high value skill set. Maybe learning how to close. Maybe not how to sell clothes, like clothes. Like, I don't know. I just saw a YouTube video about it. But just learn a high value skill set, something that can make people more money. Just provide value to people and spend money on learning those skills to provide value to people will make you more money. Buying a book instead of buying the boba. I don't know what you guys buy. I do like boba. I like the Thai tea. But yeah, like $20 instead of getting boba and a little cake, you can get a book. And the more smarter you get, you make better decisions. Those better decisions can make you more money. And I'm being honest with you, I'm not a financial genius. So I can't really give too much, advice. But if you're financially literate, you ain't going to be that broke. So I don't really know what else to say here. Besides, I'm glad you enjoyed the video. All praise be to God. If you want to, I made a video about this God of forgiveness fleet. This God of the forgiveness is forever. So that's a pretty good video. Have a good one. One love.